morning and welcome back to Plannercraft. I'm Natalie and I'm going to be taking you through a little bit about doing a scrapbook layout starting in Affinity, but we're only going to do a tiny proportion in Affinity just because it's easier. And I have Ian Man in the comments as usual.
Hello!
So if you'd like to pop in a little hi, let us know how you're getting on. We had some amazing things come up on the feed over the weekend, so well done to Sarah Lou, Tracy, Carol.
Mum's watching.
You all did fantastic. And if I've forgotten anybody, you can give me a slap on the wrist later. Okay.
Mum's watching.
Hi Mum. So I'm going to start a new project.
Guys, I hope we've got the room sorted. It's getting there, Carol. It looks better than it did.
Yeah,
At one point last week, at the weekend, it was a no, what are we doing? And now it's.
we couldn't get out through the door at one point.
Yeah, we were trapped in here at one point. Yeah.
No, your exits. There aren't any except the window.
The window's open.
Yeah. Okay, so normally what I would do is I would go into my 12 by 12 scrapbook layout, but I'm not going to do a 12 by 12 today, so I'm going to have to change that slightly. So I'm going to go into my inches mode. I'm just going to do another custom one. So I'm going to do a 9 by 12 or an 8 by 12, do you think? 9. And I'm going to change my DPI to 96 because today we're going to go into canvas. The CMYK RGB doesn't really matter, but just because I know it's a cut file, I'll change it to RGB. And bleed we don't need any. Okay. Can I add a custom one?
Just printing up some posters and colouring pictures for Friday for the kids.
And rename that to 9 by 12 SNC, just because of the resolution. Okay. Ignore Dropbox, it's going to be coming up with some messages today because we're doing a big photo upload. Okay.
It's doing your photos, isn't it? Sorry.
Yeah. And Affinity's having a bit of a moment this morning. What's it happy about? Just going to cancel that and go back into it. There we go. Right. So, today what I want to start with is I want to do a pie chart design. Now, if you're going to be just doing this in Canvas, you can use a circle and bring in rectangles to actually subtract, and I will show you that in a bit. But if we're doing it in Affinity, we have a bit of an easier option. So if we go to the pie tool, press and hold shift, and we're going to drag in our pie chart. Okay, and we can use our red dots just to change how much of a pie chart we want. Okay, so I'm going to start off by just having a little bit of one up here. Okay, so if I go into Canvas, and you want to do this just in Canvas, we can. Yeah, you do have a Pac-Man one if you want something like that. So if I bring that one in as well. So I'll show you a couple of ways of doing it. So you could use the shapes that are already in here, or depending on if you want to be really fancy, you can start to bring in squares and rectangles to actually chop into your circle. So you just want to line up your circle, so your centre dot is on your line of your rectangle. Select the two, go to edit and go to subtract. Okay. in with another square. You can rotate it. So we're going to have about that much of our pie. Just make sure that your centre point of this line, which is this square here, just lines it up with the outside of your square. And subtract. So we have a pie piece like so. Now the reason I say that you're better off doing this in affinity is we are going to do it so we're going to be taking little slivers out so we have separations between each of our pieces. So what you would do with canvas is you'll move them outwards, but you will get a slight, almost like flower effect, but that is absolutely fine for the scale that we're working at. Okay. So if you do have any questions, pop them in the comments and they'll be there to ask. So now with our first segment done, I'm going to duplicate it. I'm going to go back to my pie tool so we can get access to our little red dots. And I'm going to join up as closely as possible to our previous piece. And this one I'm going to do sort of like that. I'm going to duplicate it again. You can start to see why I say it's so much easier to do this in affinity. And I'm going to go sort of around there. Now just so we can see a bit easier what's going on, I'm going to put a colour in each of these. So we're in RGB mode, so I'll go to my RGB sliders. And these colours by no means match what's going to go in them at the end. It's just for your ease of reference. I don't think you've got to match these colours. Okay. So now we can see our pie chart pieces, and if we were to drag them out, as I said, you get like almost like a little bubble. So to keep things nice and neat, what we're going to do instead is, first of all, we're going to convert all of this to curves. Let's go to layer, convert to curves. Okay, so that sets all your pieces back to just being a plain old boring path. We're going to go to stroke, and we're going to apply a thicker stroke. Now this is what's going to be the gap between your segments, so you want it to be noticeable enough. And you'll see instead of having that kind of flower effect, it's got a nice neat circle still going around the inside. Is anybody lost yet? If you want me to go slower, just say.
Not that I'm meaning to. So.
Okay. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go to layer and expand stroke. I'm going to duplicate all those strokes and I'm going to hide them for a minute. Okay, so you can see straight away by unticking that one box, it's unticked all the ones that I have selected, so we can hide those. I'm just going to group them just so we can get easy access to them later, and I'll send them to the back. Okay, now we're going to work shape by shape, and we're going to subtract, which could be interesting given that Dropbox keeps popping up like so. So I'm just going to go above, and you'll have it a bit easier to see where you're going. So you should end up with something that looks like that. Okay, is everybody okay so far? Please let us know if not. So I'm just going to pop these back in. And just so I have the option I'm going to join these together, and then I'm going to take out the centre sections. So if we zoom in, the idea being that if I want to, then I have a map that is ready to use, that is sized to this. Okay. So I don't want this in the middle, but I'll pop it over to one side. You want to keep it grouped together as well. Probably about there. So at this point I'm going to go to File and Export. I'm going to go to SVG. And if we've done text, we want to make sure that one's ticked, but we haven't. So we can just go to Export. I'm going to go back to my streaming folder that I'm saving everything in at the minute. And I'm going to call it pie chart. Okay, I'm going to go back to Canvas Workspace. So I'll go back and show you how to, what's it, ooh?
I think something's popped up on one of the messages, but I can't see it because it's okay.
Bear with us for a moment while Ian tries to see the comment. He's trying to watch on the phone.
I'll put it up on here.
Okay. So just in case you are doing this in Canvas, I'll just quickly show you how you can easily just mimic that. So if we go down to our circle, and let's say we're going to go for, if we work with this one, bring this in. So I'm just going to, duplicate that one for a minute. So that's Alt and drag to bring it over to one side. Any questions?
Nothing I can see at the moment.
Okay. So I've just subtracted that. Okay. So I'm going to go roughly there. And then in a minute I'll tweak that.
What were you doing just before you changed screens, clicking on the outside edges of the chart?
Right, I was going around the inside edges of the border underneath, just so that I wanted like a matte and layer. So for instance, if I show you on here in a minute, if we were to offset that at the moment, which might be what I decide to do, just because it might be easier. So I'll group those, I think. So if we do an offset, and we go, this is where I wish we had preview on offsets. Let's go big. So what happened before in the other program, when we did our offset, it was offsetting both sides of the path around here. So I was just going around the inside and tidying that up. But for now we can just take that one, that one, and that one, and weld them. Okay, so you can see how basically you've got a bit of a kink there. That's the only difference in doing it in here. So if I bring in the other one, actually doing that at the moment, don't know why. Go back to streaming. Bring in my pie chart. Even brought the colours in for me usefully. Let's move that one out of the way. Just because.
Okay, just in case somebody's on YouTube this morning, I'm not seeing messages come through from YouTube. So, in fact, I'm not seeing messages come through on the restream at all. So.
Oh, shall I launch it on here just so I can see?
Across the next page. Up top.
Ah, there, the big red R should be a clue. Okay, it says it's ready to display messages, but it's saying that there's nothing there.
Yeah, and I've at least had 4 messages that should be in there.
Okay.
So leave it open in the background to see if it.
Can somebody pop a hi in for me and we'll just check that it's working? How about if I reload it? Yeah, I can see you.
Does that come through on there?
Yeah, it came through. It's because
What's
I
it say
can't.
at the bottom? Does it say at the bottom you got 3 of 3?
Yeah,
All connected.
all connected.
Okay.
Yeah, I have 2 people on Twitch.
One to make someone watch it on Twitch as well, that's fine.
4 watching it on Facebook.
Yeah, I've got that. Sarah Lucius joined this morning to you all. That's fine. Okay.
That's still not coming through to here though.
No.
Okay, so there's something up with the chat bot at the moment, so
I'll look at that later.
we'll have a look at it later and try and get that fixed for when we put all this together. So if I move that off here for a minute, just so I can take this apart. So I'm going to group it, so I have one that is going to be neat, and then this one I'm going to pull apart for you.
Good morning, Sarah.
So what I was doing around the inside was, when we did the stroke and then turned it to curves, it literally would have put in like almost the pith of an orange with holes where the segments were. So what we did, I went through round the middle and just got rid of all the nodes so that we have a nice solid map. Okay, so I can delete those out.
I know Tracy normally watches on YouTube, that's the reason I say if the messages aren't coming through.
Okay, so with our new group, I'm going to put that in there. And just to help give me some sort of guide for sizing, I'm going to bring in a rectangle. I'm going to set it to 12. Untick maintain aspect ratio so that we can change that to 9. Going to rotate it because it's going to be a portrait layout. Going to send it to the back. So that is Command Shift and open square bracket. And don't worry about the fact that it's going over your red line, because we're not going to be sending it to the machine. I'm going to take it right up into that corner. And then we can just check that our size is right for what we want to do. Okay. Next I'm going to add in another circle. And I want this to be slightly bigger, not too much, than our pie chart. Okay. Then I'm going to get my text tool and type some text out. Just going to do that in capitals actually. So 100% happy. Okay, so I'm going select the text, then select your circle. So make sure you get the right circle, so the big one. And we're going to fit to path. Okay. Now obviously we don't want our 100% happy to be upside down unless we're in Australia. So I'm going to take that round and I'm going to pop it around about there because we can always change our layer after. Okay, then I want to go for a font that looks really nice and that we can actually cut. So you want something that's fairly bold,
But not your standard impact.
but not your standard impact, because it's easy to get stuck using the same old font that you know works. That's bordering too much on Comic Sans for my taste. Let's go. See, I don't like the edge on that one for what I'm doing, because this layer is going to be quite architectural. Let's try Istanbul. Maybe that's a possible. Okay, so the one I've got selected at the moment is phosphate, and just because I want to take it definitely off that kind of angle, I'm just going to move that handle a little bit more. Okay, and I think I'm happy with that now. So I'm just going to select both groups. I'm just going to move them over slightly, just so that we're in our layout, and drop it down a tad. And group it, just so I can. I didn't want to convert it yet, but I'll have to. So convert to shape. So basically what that does, it changes it from editable text to being actual shapes, which is how your cutter actually understands text. So you can't keep it as editable text and send it to your machine. I was hoping to keep it editable just a tad longer, but that's okay.
Sorry.
It's okay. Just looking at that, and I'm thinking maybe that group there would be better if it rotated slightly. So we can actually rotate it that way, and it just fits up a little bit better with our text then, so we have some room for labelling it. Okay. So your challenge, should you wish to accept it, before this afternoon, is to have a play with some pie charts and see how you go. So it's a nice, quick, easy one to get you started into the week today.
Nice and gentle.
Yeah, nice and gentle. Okay, and we'll see you later.